Welcome back to Campfire Whispers, your daily fix of horror stories, unsolved mysteries, and straight-up unbelievable content. My name is Eki, and today I'm sharing a story called The Unborn Child. Eva Thorne had always felt different. From the moment she could remember, the shadows in her childhood home whispered secrets no one else seemed to hear. The old Victorian house her family lived in creaked and groaned as if alive, its wooden floors expanding with sighs and the drafty hallways murmuring voices too soft to understand but impossible to ignore. Eva's mother was a stern woman, rigid with faith and suspicion, who dismissed Eva's questions with cold silences or harsh reprimands. Her father, a man who once held warmth in his eyes, had died unexpectedly when Eva was only 10, leaving behind an unspoken sorrow that settled like dust over the house. It was in that silence that Eva's world twisted. She remembered nights lying awake, wide-eyed beneath her quilt, listening to the faint lullabies drifting through the dark like unseen fingers stroking her hair. She told her mother once, only to be scolded for imagining things and told to pray for forgiveness. But the lullabies never ceased. They grew louder with time, weaving into her dreams and waking hours alike. A melody half remembered, haunting, pulling at the edges of her sanity. When Eva met Mason, a kind and patient man with soft eyes and a gentle laugh, she felt a fragile hope bloom. Mason was a schoolteacher, grounded and pragmatic, the kind of man who soothed her restless mind and anchored her fractured past. Together, they dreamed of a family, a new beginning far from the shadows that clung to her childhood home. But years passed, marked by empty tests, failed treatments, and whispered prayers. IVF cycles, holistic remedies, even strange fertility rituals Eva half believed in. They all ended in silence and sorrow. Her womb remained a hollow ache, a cruel void where life refused to take root. It was Mason who found the letter, folded, yellowed, and sealed with a strange symbol, something neither of them recognized. The note arrived on a cold morning. Inside, only a simple message: "You are ready. Return to Briar Hollow." Briar Hollow, a name that twisted something cold and ancient in Eva's gut. Her mother's birthplace, a remote and crumbling town in northern Oregon, surrounded by endless pine forests that whispered secrets in the wind. Eva had avoided the place all her life, wary of the tales and the heavy silence her mother maintained whenever Briar Hollow was mentioned. But desperation mingled with something deeper, an inexplicable pull she couldn't deny. Mason agreed to move, hoping the fresh air and distance would heal the wounds too deep for medicine. The farmhouse was almost too perfect. A faded yellow paint chipped from weathered boards, a sagging porch swinging with the wind, and inside, a nursery already painted a soft, buttery yellow. It felt like the house had waited, patient, for their arrival. The first night in Briar Hollow, Eva slept more deeply than she had in years. The lullabies had ceased. Within weeks, a miracle, Eva was pregnant. The doctor called it a blessing. The ultrasound images showed a healthy fetus, strong and vibrant. Mason's smile grew wider with every heartbeat they heard. For a moment, hope was real, but shadows clung just beneath the surface. The dreams returned, darker and more vivid. Eva found herself wandering the house at night, drawn to the nursery where the crib rocked gently, empty but alive with unseen movement. She saw a woman in her dreams, a figure cloaked in shadows, face half hidden, cradling something wrapped in tattered burlap. Her eyes were pools of black ink, deep and endless, and she whispered words that chilled Eva's blood. "You carry what was taken. What was stolen must be returned." During the day, Eva noticed subtle changes. The air in the nursery always felt colder, a dampness that clung to her skin like a breath of winter. Animals avoided the property. Birds wouldn't sing nearby. Mason laughed off her worries as stress, but even he couldn't explain the strange distortions in the ultrasound photos. Limbs bending at unnatural angles, an extra shadow lurking behind the fetus's head, and once, a second face grinning eerily at them both. Then came the knocking. Soft at first, rhythmic. 3 sharp knocks at exactly 3:33 a.m. The sound echoed from the nursery closet, a small wooden door Eva had never opened. Mason finally investigated, flashlight trembling in his hands. Behind the closet wall was a crawl space, its wooden boards etched with names. Dozens of women, all marked with due dates, some crossed out, some not. Eva's name was the last on the list, circled in red like a target. Fear clawed at Mason's heart when he confronted her. But Eva's eyes were glazed, distant, as if she'd been waiting for this moment her entire life. "We're the last," she whispered. "He promised it would end with me." When Mason tried to leave, the forest closed in. His car refused to start, his phone lost signal, and the trees seemed to lean closer, their branches scraping against the windows like bony fingers. That night, he locked Eva in the bedroom, tried to protect her from whatever had awakened. At 3:33 a.m., Mason awoke to a suffocating silence. Not even the wind stirred. Eva was gone. The bedroom door stood open, untouched. In the nursery, the crib rocked slowly, bathed in moonlight. Beneath it lay a note, stained with fresh blood. "You cannot kill what was never born." Frantically, Mason searched the house and found the basement door wide open. He descended into the darkness, the air thick with the coppery scent of blood and decay. The walls seemed to pulse, veins throbbing beneath the peeling paint. There, on the cold stone floor, knelt Eva. Her hands cradled something small and writhing, a creature that was not human. Its skin was translucent and slick, revealing twitching, unrecognizable shapes beneath. Its eyes were jet black, vertical slits blinking slowly, and its mouth stretched into a grotesque, tooth-filled grin. "It's okay now," Eva whispered, rocking the creature gently. "They'll never take you again." The lights flickered and died. Mason heard wet, dragging sounds crawling closer. When the emergency flashlight flickered back, Eva and the creature were gone. Only a dark stain seeped into the floorboards, and the nursery mobile's soft ticking filled the silence. 2 days later, Mason was found wandering the forest, barefoot and muttering in circles. His fingers had been gnawed raw, and the only words he spoke were, "It wasn't mine. It wasn't ours. It was hers. It was always hers." The farmhouse was condemned. No one dared live there. Locals say that sometimes when the wind howls just right, you can hear a lullaby humming through the trees and see a pale woman rocking something in the nursery window. But no one ever sees what it really is, and no one ever stays long enough to find out. If you enjoyed this story, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Join me next time for more unbelievable tales on Campfire Whispers.